So, Netflix is about to put a bid in for WB, and the DCEU is one step closer to being restored. Let's go. Okay, reactors, welcome back to the channel, The Nuclear Reactor, the reaction channel where all the reactions go nuclear. Before we get into this, if y'all are a Hoops fan, go over to my Hoops channel, Ring Culture, link in the description. But back over here, Planet Nuclear Reactor, y'all know I believe every action deserves a reaction. And over here, we are very, very reactionary. Like and comment down below. That's how y'all help me get in the algorithm. And then I'll go get them. When my content hit them, it sits with them because it fit them. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so y'all can be notified of every time I upload. And I upload a lot. Share my videos so we can grow this nuclear reactor family over here together. So, y'all remember about maybe a month or two ago, maybe it was a month ago, Netflix put out the statement that they're not into collaborating or something of that nature. So they kind of pour cold water on the prospect of them buying WB. Well, they're getting a bid ready to buy WB. I thought when they said that, that was just kind of the look over there for a second while they sneak in the back door and buy WB. I also do not believe that Zack Snyder is just reminiscing about the DCEU good times. That's why he's posting all these images of his DCEU. He could be, but I just don't think he is. But Cosmic News has come out with an article about Netflix's intention to buy WB. So let's read this article together, shall we? It says Netflix explores bid for Warner Brothers Discovery. Snyderverse fans are on alert. Netflix is officially exploring a bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, and DC fans are buzzing again, especially Snyder fans. According to Rutgers, the streamer has hired the same advisory firm that handled the Paramount Skydance deal and has begun granted access to financial data as part of evaluating a possible offer. That means Netflix is seriously looking at Warner Brothers studio and streaming assets that could include DC. That includes DC, sorry. Snyderverse energy is surging again. The timing couldn't be more interesting. Zack Snyder has spent the last few weeks dropping behind-the-scenes images of Henry Cavill's Superman, Ben Affleck Batman, Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. It's been one nostalgic hit after another, and fans have taken notice. Yes, I do not believe it's random. I believe he's doing this for a reason. And I believe the reason is he's ramping up excitement for his DCEU, and we're going to get it. And I hope we get David Ayer's original vision for Suicide Squad. We've been told for months that everyone has moved on from the Snyderverse, including Snyder himself, and that Zack would only come back to do The Dark Knight Returns someday. But now, with Snyder suddenly teasing his DC era again, at the exact moment Netflix is exploring WBD, fans are starting to wonder if he knows something the rest of us don't. I think he does. Netflix plus Snyder equals possibility. Snyder has spent the last few years at Netflix building major projects and a working relationship with the company. I loved his Rebel Moon, by the way, especially the director's cut. If Netflix were to end up with DC, Snyder would already be right there inside the building at the exact moment the DC universe enters a new era. Nobody is saying the Snyderverse is suddenly happening again. And again, we've been told everyone moved on, but the timing is impossible to ignore. It's a lot of things that we hear in public. Some of the stuff is not true. Some of it is just people putting out rumors. So him moving on, I seriously doubt it, because he made a few masterpieces for this franchise. It was the management that botched it all. So I believe Snyder would come back, and I believe a lot of the other directors would as well, and finish this project. At minimum, Netflix acquiring DC will blast open the creative door. At minimum, Netflix acquiring DC will blast open the creative door. At maximum, a world where Snyder directs The Dark Knight Returns with aging versions of Batman and Superman isn't impossible. What about James Gunn DCEU? The industry is shifting fast. Warner Brothers Discovery is on the block. Netflix is circling. Snyder is posting DC images again. Fans are sensing momentum. Maybe it's just nostalgia, or maybe Snyder's photos are a hint that he's positioning for something big. Either way, DC feels electric again. Regarding James Gunn's DC, we've been told whoever ends up buying WBD will restart the universe potentially under Mike DeLuca. His original plan was to continue the Snyderverse after The Flash. If that's Mike DeLuca's plan, to continue the Snyderverse, put him back on board. We need someone competent at WB. Someone competent that's going to take this ship into the right direction. I do have one problem that I felt like contributed to DCEU being scrapped. When we got Wonder Woman 84, DCEU fans were trashing that movie. You can't trash your own movie in your own universe. If you don't like it, fine, but trashing it is crazy to me. And that's part of the thing that made these creative heads afraid. And Wonder Woman 84 wasn't even that bad to me. I mean, it wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. The thing with the MCU fans, when they had the Infinity Saga going on, even their bad movies, they weren't trashing the bad movies. You know, you might not like them, but they were still giving them a fair shake, and they wanted the universe to continue. DCEU fans, we cannot trash our own movies. I hated Man of Steel. I just thought a lot of stupid things happened in that movie that didn't make any sense. But the bright side of it was, I thought Henry Cavill, he's my favorite Superman actor, and the action in it was great. So I didn't want the universe to stop because of that. So tamper a little bit of the criticism if we're not going to scare if we don't want to scare new fans off from the universe if we get it to start again. That's just my opinion. There are other movies in the DCEU that I like that people trash. I loved Flash. Thought that the CGI was awful in most of it, but the story I loved. I loved seeing Michael Keaton back. I would definitely keep that in the DCEU. Even though I did not like Shazam Part 2, I would keep that. I would keep Birds of Prey in it. Because Margot Robbie is my favorite. I love her as Harley Quinn. So keep the Suicide Squad James Gunn version in it. Keep Peacemaker Season 1 in it. You know what I'm saying? Keep those things in it. I wish I could run WB. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really like Aquaman 2, but again, keep that in it. We need those things to keep the universe going. You know what I'm saying? I would even keep Blue Beetle in it. But we gotta not trash our own movies so much. You know what I'm saying? We want to keep this thing going if they start it up again. But as far as James Gunn DCU, I haven't watched any project from his DCU because I'm done with WB. But I don't have a problem with them finishing his story if they like. I just want the DCEU back. I want the directors that was in the DCEU back. And I want them to finish the vision. I want to see Darkseid finally get to Earth. I want to see the Nightmare scenario. I want to see it. I want to see Ben Affleck's and Deathstroke Batman movie come to fruition. I want to see Wonder Woman Part 3, Aquaman 3. I want to see these. I want to see a Cyborg movie. I want to see Flash Part 2 and 3. Just put it back on the table. Give us the movies with these characters. Build the universe. Make a Shazam Part 3. Do it. You know what I'm saying? But that's my opinion. What do you guys think about this possibility of the DCEU being restored? Let me know down below. But always remember, the pleasure is all mine. The reaction, well, that belongs to y'all. I love y'all. Peace.